Hi guys, welcome to my podcast and my YouTube channel, Love.Heal.Repeat. If you're new here, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back. Today's video, I'm going to be talking about anxiety and our brains because they just work so well together. They're in cahoots. Where is this? There we go. So I have a couple things to be anxious of. Nothing. I'm starting ballet again, and I'm just anxious to get back into it. So I start that in 2 days. I'm trying not to freak out about it, but I've had two other scenarios that I overcame that made me anxious. Actually, three that made me. One made me so anxious, and the other two were like, oh my God, like, let's not freak out here, but internally you're starting to freak out. And what I've learned about anxiety is that, why are you crying? No. Stop. I know you're angry. What I learned about anxiety is that it's such a lie, and it's so completely in your head, and it is you. Like, it's your problem. Okay, like, you're creating this out of nothing, which is life, but we are literally creating it out of nothing. Like, we need to relax and just stop, because this is getting out of hand. So there's been a couple situations in the past where I've allowed my anxiety to get the best of me and to ruin the experience. And so I was I was a little going into new situations that are similar to that, or more situations that are similar to past experiences where my anxiety got the best of me. I get more anxious, which doesn't help anxiety. But yes, it's completely in our head, and you really just can't let it get to you. Like, for me, I want to read this and learn this in my chart, like what's causing this, but it's some sort of security or like safety, stability, I don't know, safety thing. Maybe it's just having like autonomy. Like, if I'm going out with a group, I tend to not want to, because if I make myself feel sick or if I get super anxious, I don't want to be like, I'm going to literally shut down, and I'll have nowhere to shut down. And people are going to be like, why are you being mean? Like, why aren't you talking to us? And I'm like, I'm literally just coping. Like, you need to piss off. Like, please don't talk to me. I don't want to lash out. But I'm literally like, I'm shutting down. I need a reset, and it ain't here. So a lot of it is like, I'm such a homebody, and a lot of I just like, I need my safe space, and I need to learn that my safe space is within myself. And I think that's probably the message. If you're dealing with anxiety, create a safe space within yourself, and know that it's already there. Actually, realize that you are your own safe space, and you will eventually calm down, which means you have the ability to calm down. And it's a lot of like, it's a lot of mental something. I don't know. You're thinking a lot through this, or at least I am. I'm very, I don't know, intellectual and like logical. So if I can ground myself in a fact, it'll help me calm down, and it'll ground myself. So basically, I just need to remind myself and learn that I am my own stability. I am my own anchor. Message, you are your own anchor, and that you are safe with yourself. And you have to allow yourself to be safe. And also, I'm not saying, I mean, yeah, if you want to go out and go do all those experiences that scare you, absolutely, that's amazing. If you are if you want to take just a step forward instead of that leap and doing that, and instead of not going at all, you like, okay, I'll go, but I need, like one thing or XYZ to make me feel more comfortable, Like just experiment and grow and learn about yourself. That's what I mean by grow, learning about yourself. So this is really just a message for me, but the message is you are your own anchor. And learn about yourself. Everything is in our head. Our entire reality is internal. Like it's not. It's internal and external, the feminine and the masculine. But it starts with the internal world. And then the external takes shape based off of what you're alluding. Alluding? No. Projecting? I don't know. You know what I'm talking about though, I think. Yeah, that's the message. Because and I'm so proud of myself, and I don't give myself enough credit in the moment where I overcome the anxiety. Like, we went out at 11. I'm not a clubber. I don't drink. I don't party. It's not my scene. It's not my vibe. But I love to dance. So we went out. I call it clubbing. It was outside. And it was like chill house. Not chill, but like softer house. It was house music. But not like EDM, like, And so before we got there, driving, I was so anxious and like, oh my God, like I'm just going to sit in the car, or I'm going to get my brother and we're going to drive home together. And I became more and more anxious because I was thinking, okay, if they're all drinking, I have to wait for them. I have to drive them home because I'm the designated driver. And if I feel sick, I'm not going to be stuck in a bathroom at this like bar. I'm not going to be stuck in a fucking bathroom where everyone's trying to get in. Like, that's going to ruin my night. I'm not trying to hide out anywhere. Like, this sucks. So I was freaking out. And then once we got there, my nerves were settling. And then the music was awesome. And I was like, okay, this is cool. And then I allowed myself to like live and get out of my head. This is something I also want to talk about. Getting out of my head really helped me just like be. And music is so powerful, guys. And so the music, I was like, yeah. And I was fine. And I didn't want to leave. And we left at 3. I was like, we should probably go home, but I don't want to. So I'm proud of myself for that, because that was such a fun night. And I was so freaked out. I was literally like, I'm gonna die. The other instance, we were going out to brunch. I get weird around food, and I'm healing that now. Like, I'm actively working on healing my relationship with food and like eating out in public. Because again, I feel like I don't have the safety to where if I get anxious and I need to like, I don't know, do something, I don't have the room to lay down if I need to and have a fan blowing at my face to cool me down as I'm sweating because I'm overheating, because I'm getting nauseous or getting lightheaded. Like, I don't, you know what I mean? Like, there's no, and that's why I kind of get scared to travel as well, because if you're staying in a hotel, you're staying in a one room, which I cannot do that. I need space. I need a home. I need an Airbnb, please. I can do it, but if I get in my head, like, it's better to have an Airbnb. But regardless, these are all things I want to heal, which is scary doing them. But if you start like baby steps, and eventually you'll get out there. So these are my baby steps. My baby steps are not allowing the past experiences to dictate my future experiences, message, and getting out of my head. Because when I become... So there's something about living in the moment and becoming hyper aware of the moment. That's it. That's what this title is going to be. When I'm living in the moment, I'm normally like, there's more gratitude. There's like, you're like my living in the moment is I'm aware of everything that's happening. I'm like, wow, the wind is blowing. It's so beautiful. It's hot out, but the wind is blowing, so it's a nice breeze, so it balances out. There's flowers blooming on the tree. It's very beautiful to look at. I'm so blessed to live here. I'm so blessed to have clean water, to be able to breathe and move freely. Like, my living in the moment is more based on gratitude, whether that's like with my life or just like visually what I see, and I'm like, wow, I'm so grateful to experience this. My living in the moment is gratitude. Then there's being hyper aware in the moment, where I'm hyper aware of everything that's going on in my body, and I start to like, I'm like, am I feeling lightheaded? Like, does my head kind of hurt? And then it hurts. Does my stomach feel weird? And then it feels weird. And like, it's such a weird feeling, and I hate feeling like that. Absolutely. It pisses me off because it can ruin everything just like that. So, being grateful and in the moment versus 11:11 on the timer versus being hyper aware of everything that's happening. Which is also sometimes why, like, if we're out to eat, I need conversation. I need back and forth going, where I'm not thinking about the consistency of the food that I'm eating and how I don't want to be eating this and how it's actually kind of gross and how I can feel it literally hit my stomach. Like, I'm sure there are people out there who experience this. I don't think it's an eating disorder. I literally, like, I feel the food hit my stomach, and I'm like, ooh, that's a weird feeling. Like, an empty stomach, eating on an empty stomach is a weird feeling for me. So, it's a lot of, it's kind of exhausting, honestly. There's so much that's going on in my mind. And it's a little, like, defeating. But if we're growing, if we're getting stronger, I'm becoming aware of it, which is good. At least you're aware of the problem. And getting to the root, like, what is this safety security thing? Like, why am I such a freak about that? Why am I such a homebody? And is it just like I'm just getting in my head? Like, I need someone to pull me out of my head. I need to pull myself out of my own head. But sometimes I need help, like scrolling on your phone. That's actually pretty helpful for anxiety. And I think why a lot of people do it. Because it pulls you out of your head and you're sucked into a different world. Very interesting. So yeah, learning that you are your own anchor and getting out of your head is really going to help, or should be, like, maybe these are the tools that you need to add to your tool belt to help with your anxiety or any anxiety that passes through. And also, just be aware when it's happening. When you get that anxious feeling, know that it'll pass. It doesn't last forever. It lasts like maybe 20 minutes, okay? And then it's gone. And also, if you're anxious about something in the future, keep putting it off. Meaning, like, I don't need to feel anxious. I don't need this to ruin my day right now and make me feel anxious right now, when this is 2 days away. Okay? This is 3 hours away. I've got time. And just keep pushing it off. That could work. And if you can, like, confuse your brain in that way, like pushing it off time-wise, if it works for you, great, because your mind really is very, very powerful. Whoop-de-doo. That's the message. Thanks for tuning in. I hope that this reaches the right people, and I hope that this does something for you. And I don't know, I hope we got somewhere. So, peace and love. You're not alone in dealing with whatever you're dealing with. There are people out there who are dealing with it too. And yeah, it can be really hard having anxiety, and it feels so isolating, and you feel like maybe you'll be a burden to people and you don't do things anymore because of it, and you get super maybe self-conscious about it, and then you get to the point where your body starts physically reacting to it, and then that goes downhill, and it's hard. It's hard. But you're not alone. And there's always brighter days, and you got this, okay? You got this. Peace and love. You're doing amazing, and you got this. That's it.